I understand the take of saying, look, there's certain things that I want, certain needs that I have. That, you know, if you're not interested in reciprocity here, I'm just not interested in a relationship. I get that. I'm just telling you, I think it's ultimately somewhat beside the point. I'm saying that I don't think men can really value you or really do value you if they don't give a shit how provocatively you're dressed when you go out with your girlfriends or you go to the club or you have these types of pictures on Instagram. I don't believe that they really do. I think that it would be a really hard sell because I just know how men behave when they really care about something. And when they do, man, you can't get near it. You can't get near it.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
I think that you're really old, and I think that the younger generation is like a little bit different. And like I date younger guys.
Lady, hang on, lady.
And no,
lady,
don't interrupt me,
lady.
please.
Hell will freeze over before I'll be lectured by a.
Well, I'm not
Hell
a.
will freeze over before I will be
That's
lectured.
very
by a
rude. I'm not a. Like OnlyFans.
You're a
Not
prostitute,
a,
lady.
no, I'm
You're
not a.
prostitute. Are you on OnlyFans selling your butthole pics for 50 cents?
That doesn't
You're a
discount her
No.
opinion, though.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to get
And honestly, I think it's really weird that you have a wife and you're saying those things about me.
Ever.
Like, why are you
Never.
worried about my
Why would I
body so
ever care
much?
about relationship advice from a f***ing prostitute? Why would I care about
And
that?
you're
So you can
ugly
get a
and
different
old. I don't
perspective.
care.
Ever. Why would I ever care? I'm talking about normal people in normal relationships.
I mean, I actually have a rebuttal to this. So you say younger people, they move a certain way. The reality is Gen Z, it's actually way more conservative, and Gen Z men are leaning way more conservative than previous generations. So this idea that younger generations, like when I was younger, yeah, people like girls were dressing revealing. Like it's not a new thing.
Well, you just
Trust
said
me.
that it's a
But
new
this-
thing. It's the last 40 years. You just said that. That people.
Yeah, I
that
would
girls
say
started
since like the
dressing more
1970s, it's been progressively more and more socially acceptable to dress
Yeah,
revealing.
I agree, and I think all of my friends are the same age as me, and we all dress sexy.
Yeah,
Very
we're not
sexy.
disputing that
Yeah, but
women
you also
dress
have the incentive
revealing.
of wanting to part men's money from their wallet in exchange for your flesh. Do you realize the distinction?
They're giving it to her.
Yeah, in exchange for her flesh. So do you understand how biased that it ultimately will end up being when it comes to the idea of
Well,
relationships?
even
and why
before
it is
I did
that even
OnlyFans,
contending with this.
I dressed sexy too.
Yeah, because you're incentivizing men through your Instagram to go to your OF and give you money.
I just said before I ever did Instagram or OnlyFans, I dressed sexy too, even in high school.
Yeah, it's not just sex workers who are involved in who dress revealing.
Yeah,
we're
but
not
that's
making
what
that
he just
argument.
called me a and a too, which I'm not.
Okay, well that's
Yeah,
another.
well, listen, I'm going to just tell you because I'm not ever going to lie to you, right? Definitionally, OnlyFans work is prostitution. You may not like that, but that's exactly what it is.
That's your
Is there much
opinion,
difference
but-
between
not an
that and
opinion.
like professional
It's not an
football
opinion.
players and baseball players that like use their bodies and then they're no good
Yeah,
later?
there's a big difference.
I dated a guy with what's it called, CRT
Yeah.
from football.
Yeah, there's a
whatever.
big
He's
difference
messed up
between
forever in his brain. Like he'll never be the same from getting tackled. And,
Yeah, that's
like,
not
he did it for
sexual
money.
it is
prostitution.
true.
It's
that
but it's
people
he
work-
sacrificed his body and his brain
Yeah,
for
but-
the job.
Yeah. And you know what?
It's kinda
less of a
similar.
There's less of a likelihood for those injuries than a construction worker. Should men not work construction? So the thing is like when you're looking at trying to make the sports comparison, which has always been a terrible comparison, that men will utilize their bodies in a professional status, which may lead to risk. Right? Almost all functions of men's jobs are that way. An electrician, a construction worker.
Yeah, my whole family
All
does
of these- hang
construction.
on, all of these jobs are extremely high risk, but necessary to society. When it comes to
Sports is necessary to society?
How is there an equivalency to sports entertainment to selling asshole pics for $5?
I think it's that men are jealous that they can't do it. Like
Oh no, they can do
any woman on the planet, any woman on the planet with anything, any disability, anything, can make money off of an OnlyFans with the right
Yeah.
attitude and consistency because
Yeah,
of the
great.
way
You know
that
what they're making
men
on OnlyFans? What are they
fetishize
making on
women.
average?
I'm
What are they
sorry.
making on average? What are they making on average on OnlyFans? Women.
I don't know what they're making.
$100 a month on average.
That's because
What?
they're not. If they're not consistent enough, I'm sure that's a
No,
lie.
no,
You
it's
gotta
because
know the
it's
numbers on this, but it's
It's
like
because there's elite, there's like with every profession, there's elite levels which make a ton of money and they're extremely
But if
rare, just
anyone
like
who wasn't
professional
elite and
athletes.
was consistent, they could be a millionaire again too. Just posting and finding the right demographic.
No, that's not true. And we have all the evidence in the world that
It's
that's
because
not true,
men,
because
it's like
tons
there's no,
and
they're
tens
not
of thousands of
satiated.
women who do it. The evidence is all against you. There's tens of thousands of women who are very consistent with their OF and it never goes anywhere, ever. Because just like with
literally
all,
all
forms
of my
entertainment,
friends
there
are
has to
making
be
like $1 million
shtick.
a month.
Let's
That's
say-
really
Yeah,
not
okay.
true.
I don't
Yeah,
think-
that's not. All your
Again,
friends.
there has to be a
Wait.
shtick or something.
All your friends are
You have to
making
have
$1 million a month. A month.
Not
So they
all
make
of
$12
my
million.
friends.
That's
I
what you
mean,
just said. How much do you make?
Most of my
How
friends
much do
are
you make?
making a lot. I don't want to say how much I
Is it
make.
$1 million a month?
No, not
Okay.
yet. But it should be. Like that's
So
what
how
it's
many of your
going
friends
to.
are making $1 million a month?
I have like 4 or 5 friends that are making over
Here
$1
come
million.
the 180,000 IRS agents.
I'm sure they've
Can I
got it
ask
down.
a
You can. I
question?
mean, do you guys not know like Sophie Rain? She made $42
Is that
million.
yeah? Yes, there are.
That's also fake news, I
Camila,
think.
it's not
right?
fake. It's not fake.
I think it is. I think it is
No,
fake.
it's not. What about the girl that was on this podcast, Nala? She made over
Yeah, you mean the
$18
woman right
million
now who's being
on
audited?
OnlyFans.
Yeah, she claims she's broke and being audited by the
Well,
IRS.
now
so-
she's broke because she stopped doing OnlyFans, and now she's a Christian, and she.
Well, no, it's because she was moved out of that industry due to aging and due to the fact that.
Well,
she
I
was,
have the
very
same manager as
limited in
her, and
content.
she made $18 million on OnlyFans.
Can I ask
Yeah,
a
we're not.
question?
Nobody's disputing.
But he said I'm
Hold on,
making
hold on.
$100
Hold on.
a
No,
month.
he
No,
said
I
that
didn't
the
say you're
average.
making 100. You just did the meme. Here's the meme. I say on average, right? Women are 5'6", and you go, I'm 5'7". That's literally the meme. You just did it, right? On average, women are 5'6", and you say that's not true. I'm 5'7". Do you realize how absurd that is, right? I said
Okay,
on
I'm
what
sorry
is
for
an
being
average
absurd.
woman making on OnlyFans? Did I say anything about you? Didn't say anything about how much you make on OnlyFans? Specific women are going to be able to make a lot of money on OnlyFans, right? It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with what they're on average making. What are they on average making? About $100 a month.
Well,
Not
you're
much.
such a hater on OnlyFans, but you're looking up on Safari like what's the average? I just think that's weird.
Well, knowing stats for an industry that I'm opposed to is weird. That's weird. With big political opinions like that, it's no wonder you do OF, right? Yes, of course, you're going to do oppositional research on things that you have disagreements with. Why wouldn't you do that? Well, how is that even weird? That makes no sense.
Can I ask a question about fans? Do you think there's any type of like spiritual or metaphysical impact that like when people see your images or any videos, they like have this like tension? Like, do you think that impacts you on a spiritual world, like in the spiritual realm?
I mean, I'm very spiritual, and I believe in a lot about like energy, and I think it is kind of weird to like give your energy out to so many people. And sometimes I think about how many guys like see me naked, but I honestly like really like the attention, and like you guys can judge me for that, but like that's how I feel loved, and like that's how I feel pretty, like just personally.
What do you think of crystal energy?
I'm not.
There's a big thing with Gen Z. This is a really strange thing, a strange phenomenon. I don't understand it. So maybe you could, the like energy specialist can elucidate. What is the deal with the crystals?
I'm not super into crystals. I'm more into like manifestation. But why do we have crystals here?
Yeah, there's
don't know.
crystals. Well,
There's-
crystals are really cool.
Maybe it's a way for you to like prism your
Center.
energy. Like, which crystal color would you pick if you had to pick a color?
This one, because this one's
That
the
would be the
love,
color crystal?
love crystal.
Okay.
Yes.
Something's strange going on with these crystals. I don't know what the deal is.
I think they do stuff.
They have healing energy depending
Yeah.
on what you use them for.
I think I have a crystal in my pocket right now. You know,
You have a
Yeah.
crystal
Which
in your
one?
What color is the crystal in your pocket?
my crystal in my pocket is blue tiger's eye.
Let's
It's
see
a
the
little
crystal.
one. It's a little one. Just a little baby.
You carry a crystal.
Yes.
I also carry a crystal. I
Yes.
love
You
crystals.
carry a crystal too.
Well, you have to
Yeah.
think every.
What color is the crystal you
these
carry?
these crystals.
I have that one, the pink one.
these crystals have atoms. All the atoms vibrate depending on like how
Exactly.
it is, and so like it does stuff. And even if you don't believe the science, the fact that you think it might do something,
Yes.
then is a placebo effect, and therefore it works anyways. So we're good.
Wait, how many of you guys have crystals that you carry with you by a show of hands?
I don't carry
I don't
Not
carry
with
it
me.
with me,
Okay,
but
how many
I
of you have
them.
crystals at home?